This is the Pokemon Pursuit, the journey where I build my dream Pokemon collection for free. First stop of the day, local game shop, let's go check it out. And later today at the pawn shop, Frankie the owner has some epic Pokemon cards and I want to have a lot of dollars to spend. And I want to add more to the Pokebank here, so we're going to see if we can find some items to flip. They refuse to sell to me the other stuff. Well, let me explain.
So I heard that he told you the wrong thing.
So I'm on a mission to prove to myself, and hopefully to you, that this method of building a dream collection can still be done in 2023 and beyond. Today we're going to a local game store and a local pawn shop to hopefully find some items to flip for profit to add to the Pokebank, and maybe find some Pokemon items to add to the Pokemon collection. We still have a ton of missing games, missing cards, collectibles, and things that are high on my list that have yet to be added. So check the spreadsheet down below to join the journey, and we finally have room to display my dream Pokemon collection, and I wanted to do it justice before we did more filming so we get everything laid out. Now it's still a work in progress, but we've banked $1,189 into the Pokebank, which is profits that we have to spend on collection pieces, and I cannot wait to spend it today. First stop of the day, local game shop called Disc Traders. Let's go check it out. So my goal here is to find some games, some accessories, some items to add more dollars to the Pokebank, because I know at the end of the day at the pawn shop, Frankie the owner has some epic Pokemon cards and I want to have a lot of dollars to spend. We're coming in starting with $1,189. We made a ton of profit in the last episode, episode 6 of Pokemon Pursuit. So we already have a lot, but he's got some crazy stuff and I want to add more to the Pokebank here, so we're going to see if we can find some items to flip for profit. So we go to this store very often. This is actually my hometown Disc Traders, and I've been here dozens of times on the channel, usually have had pretty good luck here. First section that I kind of wanted to focus on was DS, because if they have complete DS games, they'll price it the same as if it was loose. Now it's tough to find the original cover art DS games because they do reprint cover arts. Most of the cover arts here are reprinted, but Age of Empires, this one looks good, so I pick it up. Turns out, yes, it's good. It's actually selling for about 30 bucks on Amazon. And I continue to search on this shelf, see Rayman, and that one's selling for about 25 on Amazon, after fees maybe about 17 bucks. So I head over to the high-end shelf. Now this is a fun display case to look at. Sega Saturn games in here, high-end SNES, other things. And the Saturn games jumping out to me are the motorcycle, the Super Bike game. But later on, we ended up looking at it and it didn't have the rear cover art in the back. Nothing from that shelf ended up being worth buying. We headed over to the guidebook section. Now this is a section I've had a lot of luck with because they have gotten a lot of sealed hardcover collector's edition guides. Now these are hard to find in sealed condition, and collectors or people looking for them are willing to pay a lot more. And Dark Souls 2 jumps out. It's a collector's edition hardback guide. I find a sold listing for $127 and they're asking 50 bucks. A clean 50 bucks in profit. Now another one they have is BioShock Infinite Limited. A little bit of a risk, but Amazon actually has a listing on it for 100 bucks. Since the sales rank is pretty bad, we'll just call it 55 and after fees 45 bucks. So we got a little bit of profit to work with there. So also check out Dragon Age 2 Collector's Guide. There's a sold on this one for 60 and free shipping. I think I'm gonna have to pass on that one. There's not really much profit to be had. Now in the PS Vita section, they had some new games here. PS Vita games on average are worth good money. So definitely look for your PS Vita section in all game stores, especially if they're in complete condition. This Little Big Planet jumps out to me. This one actually is selling pretty well on Amazon for about 33 bucks. So at this price, it definitely makes sense to make the buy. All right, PS1 section. This is a black label of Crash Bandicoot, which is a lot harder to find than the greatest hits version. It's got the registration card attached. I think at 25 bucks, it's still a really good buy. So I'm gonna pick that up. I might get this one as well, Warped. So that's also a black label. And then Allied General, I should be able to get about 17 bucks on Amazon for this one, complete. And then Bomberman on eBay sells for about 20 bucks. So I'll make about 6 bucks after fees on that. And then we've added this one that Brother Dave found, which is selling pretty well on Amazon in complete condition. So we're doing pretty good here. They have a GameCube link cable. $12.99 is a good price because they sell on eBay for about 24 bucks. The Intellivision flashback for 45 bucks, but these all day long for about 100 bucks. So that is a huge score. We added $222 to the Pokebank, so this stop seems to be a great success. but nothing could prepare us for what happens next. Well, I was getting a PS4 for other reasons, but they refused to sell to me the other stuff. Well, let me explain. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I don't know why. I don't understand. So,
What just happened?
Just went into the store, and this is a store that I've probably spent $50,000 here over the years. It's my home store, and they just refused to sell because he asked me if I was a reseller, and I was honest. I said yes, I've got an online shop, also collect games. I got a PS4 here that I'm not reselling, so I at least got that. But I guess it's the manager's policy, and come back later and ask why.
I think the hardest part about that is simply it's a sign that says you can't sell. You can't buy things if you're a reseller. It's only going to hurt the people that are honest, though.
Yes.
You know,
I could have said no.
You could have said no, and what are they going to do?
Okay.
You know, it's just it's a silly rule. It's a silly thing.
Here's what I don't want to just hate on them to hate, because I understand that there's a lot of resellers that come into a store and they're aggressive and they want to get 10 of the same thing. They want to just like clear out all the best inventory, and I think that's why they do it.
That makes sense.
I am going to talk to the manager, and I can kind of understand that. But the thing about this store is that everything is flat priced. There's no negotiating. You pay what's on the sticker.
Right.
The one thing that I could understand, and maybe they should consider revising the policy, is they have a buy 5, get the 6 free. So if you have 6 games for $10, one of those is free. If you want to say that resellers just can't have the promotions or the 20% off that you get occasionally, I get it. I understand that, because in that case, you're getting a little bit less than you could for somebody that walks off the street. But getting rid of that stuff, to me, I don't understand. I was about ready to spend $500, I don't know, $300 to $500. I don't know what it would have been. It would have been a lot. And they're just simply losing the sale. And the thing, I think if they look at the stuff I'm getting, most of it has been there probably for months. Right.
Well, because it's also the prices of, go up and down on Amazon and eBay.
And a lot of times I'm reselling stuff on Amazon, which there's barriers to entry to be able to get some of the prices that you can get with stuff on Amazon for some of these items.
So no one, it might not be sold for another couple months,
I guarantee you I got stuff that's been there for months. Some of it may be more recent. Present day Chase here. Just want to jump in to say that we do come to a resolution on this with the manager of the store. So hold off on your comments for now and stay tuned until the end of the video. Let's go to the greatest pawn shop and give them some love with every amount of money that we got.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
That sounds about right. I was about to say, yeah, that's crazy.
So, Game Shark, they've got it at $1.99 for PlayStation. And I think this is gonna end up being a good deal. Looked up the Game Shark, this should be worth about 20 bucks after fees. So, should make about 18 for the Pokebank on this. But it's cool because they just open up the cases so we can check out the games. And I see one over here. We've got Crash Bandicoot for PS1. Yet again, this is the greatest hits version. But for $14.99, I can tell they tried to resurface that. Somebody tried to resurface that on a terrible machine. I think our machine can fix it, but we might be able to get it for like 10 bucks. Because usually they'll negotiate here and make us some good deals. So I'm hoping we can get that. See a couple Wii games that we might get. But we'll see if we can make a little pile and do a bundle deal. See what happens. All right, so I thought Donkey Kong Barrel Blast would be good at $14.99, but that's about what it goes for, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that one back. don't know if there's anything else jumping out. Toy Story Mania. Nothing real crazy in there. They do have original Xbox games for $3.99 or less, apparently. Which, you know, you could find a good original Xbox game. But it looks like they might be kind of picked over. I see NBA Street Volume 2 down there. It's good for like PS2 and GameCube, but it doesn't have a ton of value on original Xbox. And they have that one individually marked at $10, so apparently the $3.99 thing is not relevant anymore. Where did I see that? Up there. That's probably just an old sign. Game Boy SP. It's in terrible condition, but you know, we might be able to work something out on that. All right, now 100 is definitely too much. Model numbers, all the stickers are scratched off. Man. All right, we'll see if they can come down a bunch on this. But so they've got Pokemon cards here, but I'm hoping.
Did you want to see the other stuff?
Oh, he just asked. Yeah, I will at the end, I think. So we're not even gonna spend too much time here. We're gonna have to look into this. A $1,500 camera. I know the Sony Alpha series is legit, but I don't think it's that legit, you know? E-mount 35mm full frame. Alpha 7. 10?
That's fine.
I paid the 2 on that. I ended up getting Crash for $10, and that's worth about $20. And then the Game Shark for $2. That's also worth about $20. So the Pokebank will increase by $28.
This one, if I had to sell this, probably be closer towards 65.
Okay.
Is what I can do on that.
If it was in like really good condition, I would have bought it. But
Yeah. It's not in the
pretty
greatest.
rough. Yeah. I checked out this Sony camera as well. I looked into it a lot. It was marked at $1,500, which is too high, but he actually came down quite a lot to $700. But it didn't have the lens, and I wasn't quite sold on it, so I ended up passing. Yeah, I'll hold off for now.
That's fine.
I'll look at those Pokemon cards though when I'm ready.
Okay, I got you. The only thing I didn't bring with me, I had a bunch of like graded cards that I just bought too. Clayton took those up with him. I took a couple out of there that were like duplicates of like, I think they're like PSA7 fossil stuff. So okay, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but yeah. So yeah, this is newer. Not newer, but there's all cards and stuff in there. So yeah, there's another box. Those are like $15 to $100 slab.
Okay.
These ones have like the bigger stuff in it, like anything $100 and above. Doesn't have everything in it, but most of it.
Okay. I'm just getting out what I might look into further, pretty much.
Base set, first edition, Team Rocket, first edition Jungle, then base set, and then long stem base sets in there too. So there's some pretty cool
The
shit.
story on these was good, right? You were talking about maybe getting them last time.
Yes, all of these are perfectly fine. Yep, nope. I made sure all the wording in the back's perfectly fine. I got them from a guy up north, so yeah, no, he owns the shop up there, so yeah, no, I made sure I went through every single one of them.
Vintage Pokemon packs are often counterfeited or faked. These ones are all authentic. But when I'm looking at vintage Pokemon packs, one thing that I always ask is, what's the origin story of these? So how did you get them? How did the original owner get them? Does their story check out, or does it seem a little bit off? Because there are some really good fakes out there, so you want to make sure the story backs the fact that they're authentic, and that the look, feel, and color, like these, looks really bright, really clean. The font is very, very clear. If it's not, they're probably fake. That's legit. Long stem. Are these priced at market? Pretty much.
Yes, most of them should be. I didn't reprice any of them, which I think they go anywhere between like, I think they're like anywhere between like $25 to $35 of a difference between each sold listing. It was like all over the place. So by like $35, wasn't anything crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, those are not our stickers. Oh, no. What are you doing?
Oh, what is this?
Those are mine. So we've been sitting on Pokemon games for a minute now, and we just got the crystal version. So we got that, and then we bought duplicates of like Sun and Moon and stuff like that too. So
okay,
yeah, those are pretty fun. Yeah. I didn't know those were in there until you grabbed it out of there.
It's like, I need a complete Pokemon crystal.
Do you? Oh yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Have fun finding that.
That was my OG. That was the first one I ever played.
There should be a Shining Mewtwo, Shining Raichu, Shining Knockout.
Okay.
Yep.
I had this card signed by the artist before I knew it was signed by the artist.
Did you sell it?
I was a kid. I sold it for like $500 back
At
then.
the time, yeah, that was a lot of money. Now it's been ridiculous.
It was Japanese too, so it was not as good
That
as
was not the
English.
bigger one, yeah. It wasn't the hollow. Then it wasn't hollow, right? The not. I think Japanese is not hollow. I think. I don't remember.
I don't know.
I need to look at that now.
Right? All right.
I think it's not. No, they're hollow. Yeah, no, not bad. They're reverse hollow. There it is.
Okay.
So.
Frankie is the manager of this pawn shop. He's a legend. He's become a good friend. His passion behind collecting and Pokemon cards and all of his stories that he has is something that I love shooting the breeze with. And we were there for 45 minutes. He has some incredible stories about thrill of the find moments, and it gets me pumped up for this garage sale season coming right around the corner, so stay tuned for that. These 4 cards right here are iconic. The 3 shining cards from Neo Destiny. You got Noctowl, Raichu, and Mewtwo. Crazy rare and very high on my Pokemon Pursuit list, plus the Mew Gold Star. Now, I want to collect every Gold Star card ever, and you do not come by these very often. So I would love to seal a deal on these 4 cards. So I would do cash of $11.89. So it'd be $2.39 on this pack, which is a deal. It's not like these packs are like crispy mint or anything, as far as packs go. So you do it if you did the $9.50 plus $2.39, $11.89. Take care of my whole Pokebank. What's he gonna do? He had these 4 iconic cards marked at $1,225. I offered $950 cash. He wanted $980.
What I can do is I can do $980 on these is where I'd be at. That I think I can't go below $325.
He ended up having a little bit too much invested into the packs, so we couldn't close a deal on those. You just do $960.
I'm killing me right now. I'm killing me. These numbers are killing me right now.
$20 less.
I know, but that's $20, you know, that you're getting. You know?
Yeah, it's like, yeah. It's also $20 for you.
That's fine.
Deal secured. $960. So I was just looking at my collection this morning, and I have Shining Tyranitar, Shining Magikarp.
You did get that T card, didn't you? Did you get it graded?
I got a 9.
Oh, you
Got a 9. And then I got Shining Gyarados. So I literally needed these 3. So you had the perfect 3 that I needed.
I know, that's crazy, isn't it?
And then this Mew Gold Star, I remember I used to have one autographed by the artist before I super cared about the significance of that. And I unfortunately sold that off many years ago. So getting the Mew Gold Star back is awesome. And I am trying to collect every Gold Star card. So I now have Alakazam, Charizard, and a PSA 9, and a PSA 5 Mew.
You're looking for the big stuff, aren't you? Yeah.
I am. And then I feel like at some point we might make something happen on some of these. But I'm just about, I literally can't get any of these with the current Pokebank.
Well, you don't need a Pokeball. You spend real money, you know?
Yeah, you accept Pokebucks, right?
A little bit. Just enough, you know?
Like this one, someday we'll probably work something out on.
Which one?
The 10.
Yeah.
The Charizard.
That's like I don't even know what pop that is anymore. But that's also an old label too, so that's what makes it, like, in my opinion, makes it better. You know, even though it was graded back when a lot of cards weren't getting like dumped on PSA still. You know.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So yes, he brought out the Pokemon cards from the back. The one that I'm still eyeing is the PSA 10 Dark Charizard Holo, first edition. Crazy card. We might work a deal on it at some point, but the Pokebank didn't have enough for that. We had $1,189 to work with going in. So we were able to work a deal, got the Mew Gold Star as well. They were marked at $1,225 total, and I paid $960 in cash. Very excited. These we will be adding to the Pokemon room on our nice slab mounts. You guys are gonna see it at the end, but now we're gonna head back to the video game store and see if maybe we can work something out or come to an understanding for them selling games to resellers. So we went back to the game store and we captured audio of the conversation. Now it's a bit grainy, but we'll caption it for you so you can see what was said.
Hello.
Hi.
What can I do for you?
I was hoping to talk about the reseller policy, the heart behind it, just come to an understanding of some kind.
Oh, yeah. So I heard that he told you the wrong thing. So
Okay.
we can sell to resellers.
Okay.
We just can't use the check-in system or like any of the daily deal coupons. Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
This feels a lot better. Let's talk about what they said. All I gotta say is credit where credit's due. We went in there, a manager was in there, really nice guy, and I just kind of said, hey, just looking for some clarity on the policy. And he actually said, okay, so it was actually told to you incorrectly. He apologized for that, and then said what the policy is now is that basically you just can't utilize any of the discounts that they have as perks. To me, that's reasonable. That's actually what we were proposing before, is what we would propose. We didn't have to bring any of it up. He apologized. He said, yep, you can buy your stuff. We just limit it to like one rare item per transaction. I asked for a definition of what that would mean. And he said, yeah, most of the stuff like in that nice glass display case. Otherwise, most of the items wouldn't be considered rare. So the policy is reasonable. We got all of our stuff that we initially would have gotten. So those funds are added back to the Pokebank. I'm thankful that I can just go there and be like, okay, we're good. Like I don't have to tiptoe around anymore. I can know that, hey, they're gonna sell to me. We can both mutually benefit. He actually said, we really do want your business. But apparently the policy before, they would have not sold to me. They had a different manager, and they would have just not sold at all to if they knew you were a reseller or a vendor, which I do think is absurd. And thankfully, this policy is one that makes sense. The redemption story has happened. Great time at the pawn shop, terrible time at this store in the morning, but it's been redeemed, and we will be going back. So I started with a fanny pack full of cash, but now being added to the collection, and boy will they have a beautiful home up here. The 3 shining cards, none of which I had, and 1 gold star. Now these are gonna go with their buddies, Magikarp, Tyranitar, and Celebi. There's 1. Now they fit nice and snug. Shout out to Matt the engineer for making these beautiful slab mounts that can be screwed to the wall or stood up on a shelf. And yes, these will be for sale in the future because they're beautiful, and this is a fantastic way to display my cards. I'm so excited about it. Shining Mewtwo and the Mew Gold Star all being added to the Pokemon collection. I'm stoked. Hit the like button if you made it this far, and stay tuned for more Pokemon Pursuit. We're back. See ya.